So this is one of the estates of our members. In 2014 there was a final felling here. It was mostly spruce forest, and in 2015 containerized spruces were planted here. And as you can see, maybe from the distance, there are some spruces visible, and there are also some pines that have started growing here naturally, and also the birches, which are pioneer tree species, so they come in quite quickly. In 2015 was the first planting of the spruces, and in 2017 a bit more spruces were added, because some of those containerized spruces were dried and died. So right now what is going on is there's a pre-commercial thinning. We take away some of the hazelnut bushes, grey alder bushes, also aspen, and to get more light for the birches and spruces and the pines here that are growing. In the distance you can see some of the trees are standing, like this birch back there. These are the seed trees to enhance natural regeneration, and as you can see, it has worked quite well here. Also those knobs of trees there are so-called biodiversity trees. They take the life of one generation of forest to another generation. So these trees are good for insects to live in, for birds to do their nests, and for food. So right now the owner wants this estate to have all the so-called less valuable broadleaf species removed. So only the birches and oaks and the cultivated spruces and also the pines will stay, and the other bushes and trees will be harvested by a worker. So right now half of the estate is done. It is, I believe, a bit bigger than 4 hectares. I think 3 hectares now has been completed, and once the whole estate is been thinned, we come back here and we will replant some of the areas that are more empty, and we will plant open-rooted spruce seedlings. In this state here, in 2014 containerized spruces were planted, and today there are a lot of birches also growing around the spruces, and also naturally regenerated pines. So what we tend to do here is not to take down all the broadleaf trees and only grow conifers. We try to in the future sense, we try to make this area here like future-proof. So a lot of scientists are saying that the conifers in this area could be struck by different risks in the future. By letting these birches here and oaks to grow, we reduce this risk of a bigger damage being done in this compartment in the future. So right now there are birches around 2 meters tall here, and spruces about knee height. And we also plan to plant quite a few more spruces here just to fill in the gaps on the state, and so after that I think this picture here is quite good, and we can wait for what's gonna happen in 10 and 20 years and see if this kind of species composition here is a good way to go for future generations as well. So now we are on a really big estate where we planted some containerized spruces. It was in the springtime, and as you can see now, there's quite a bit of different woody vegetation growing on this estate, and the containerized spruces that we put down are like maybe 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters high. So to get them to help them out from this natural regeneration, we have to come here in a few weeks and clean the rows that the spruces were planted, clean the rows on both sides. So the woody vegetation that is growing around the spruces won't suffocate the spruces in the winter time when snow comes and pushes all this vegetation on top of the spruces. To say a few words about the different plants that we cultivate, we usually get the most orders for containerized spruces, then open root spruces. In springtime, very popular is to plant containerized pines, and also some members order alders, black alders, and a lot of containerized birches as well. So these are all the different plants that we put in the ground. A few words about the planting process. For open root plants, we have those special kind of small shovels that we use to make a small hole in the ground, and then we put the root. The whole root needs to be inside the soil for the plant to start growing well. For these containerized plants, we have those special planting, so to say, pipes that on the one hand you put the containerized plant inside there, and on the other end there is a opening mechanism that opens beneath the soil, so it will create a small opening for the containerized plant to start growing there. The origin of the plants that we put in the ground is quite different. Many of the plants we get from local growers. Many of those plants come from big nurseries across Estonia, and sometimes when the order or the need for the plants is really big, then the plants come from Germany, from Lithuania, outside of Estonia. But still, the plants are grown from the seeds that originate from Estonia. Yeah, essentially there are two planting seasons, so to say. One is in the springtime, as quickly when the snow has been melted, then the soil preparation will start, and after that the planting In autumn time, it's more risk-free to plant during September and maybe the first part of October, because when the first really cold weathers come, they might have the effect that the freezing soil will push the plants out of the soil. So to prevent that, the plants need to be cultivated as soon as possible in the autumn time. In many places across Estonia, especially in Western Estonia, there are many forest estates that are where the moisture content of the soil is really high, and because of that, the growth of forest is pretty low, and the material you get from here is usually the energy wood type of material. And to make this site a bit better for the new planted generation of seedlings, we have made some ditches along the different compartments here to pull the moisture content out of the soil and to guide this excessive water out of the compartments, and this makes the soil less. The soil moisture content is a bit lower, and the planted seedlings have a much better growing conditions.